before. We've done some previous videos here talking about how to look at D&D Beyond as a dungeon master, and how to navigate more efficiently for your games, how to edit monsters, how to edit spells. And today we're going to take a look at how to edit items. So very similar theme here to Monsters and Spells. If you've watched Monsters and Spells, some of this is going to sound a little bit similar to you. Items, you can go up here and look. You can see official magic items, official equipment, and then homebrew, which is stuff that people just put out in the world publicly, and then create a magic item. So we're going to go there. Very similar screen if you've seen this before. That's a stupid thing to say. Let's kill that. So let's start with coming to this screen. So here we end up at a very similar screen if you've seen these editing spells or editing monsters, where we can start an item and we can start from a template, or we can start from scratch. So for those of you who are maybe haven't seen the other videos yet, you can click here and you can start typing in any item you want. So we can go with something like chainmail, and we see adamantine chainmail, armor, chainmail, armor. There's lots of chainmail stuff, obviously. Regular old +1s, shirts, elven chains, whatever. We'll just go with chainmail +1. Here we go, chainmail +1. So we're going to go with chainmail +1. We're going to create. For those of you who haven't seen my previous videos, I like to do things from a template because it helps you with balance. For instance, chainmail +1 is rare. So I may make a version of chainmail that I feel is on power with chainmail +1, but if I didn't do it from a template, I might have not known what rarity to put it at, and so I put it at uncommon, for instance, and then it would kind of be out of power for that. So we're going to just do it from a template. We got my chainmail +1. So I'm going to make a new version of chainmail. We're going to call it chainmail of sacrifice, just for the heck of it. It's going to be rare. It's going to be armor. We're going to stay the same. Base armor is chainmail. Magic item type. We don't need to use that because we're not doing wondrous items. Dex bonus is going to stay the same. Strength requirement stays the same. I'm not changing any of that stuff. I'm going to do the same thing. You have a +1 bonus to AC while wearing this armor. No, we're going to skip that. We're going to get rid of the +1 bonus because I want it to be similar to chainmail +1, but I don't actually want it to give a bonus. So we're going to say that as a reaction, you may spend a hit die to increase your AC against one attack by the number rolled on that hit die. So we'll say that, again, chainmail sacrifice, right? You're sacrificing something to protect yourself. You could build in here some charges, or maybe once you use this ability, you can't do it again until you take a short rest or a long rest. I think it already kind of has, using this, a built-in limiter because you're using rolling by a hit die. Granted, it's a rare item, so you're probably not going to get this at first or second or third level. You may not get this till like 7th or 8th level. But even then, with having 7 hit dice or 8 hit dice at 7th or 8th level, you're already limiting this on not only a daily basis, but remember, you don't get all your hit dice back the next day. Each day when you rest, you only get half your maximum hit dice back. So if you have somebody who at 7th level spends all 7 of their hit dice in one day to keep their butt alive because they're making their AC go up, to me as a DM, that's some attrition you have going on there, and the next day they're only going to get like 4 of those dice back. So I think it has a limiter in there that's pretty good. I think that will limit itself in most cases, and if your players don't think about that, the first time they do it, they will think about it. So then next time they're being attacked, they may not spend all their hit dice in one day because they know they're only getting half of them back. So I think it's got a self limiter in. I think we'll keep that there. You can As always, as I said in other videos, make sure you save before you leave the top. So the top is there. Now that's all saved. And now down here is where you can change your modifiers. So this had the +1 before, and we're going to get rid of that because it's magic armor, but it doesn't give a bonus to AC. And the reason you want to get rid of this is because if you equip this armor in D&D Beyond to a character, that's how they get the modifier to change the AC. So we don't want the chainmail sacrifice to do that. It's not giving them a bonus to their AC. It's just giving them a different ability. So we can do that there. You can check. You can add a condition if you wanted to. You could add spells if maybe it were armor that gives you the ability to cast a spell. You could add that in there. We're not going to do any of that. We're just doing a simple little chainmail sacrifice. I decided to do a little extra save just for my own thoughts here. And then we can go here, bam, chainmail sacrifice. And there you go. Armor, chainmail rare. As a reaction, you spend a hit die to increase your AC against one attack by the number rolled on that hit die. It explains what chainmail is, and some notes that chainmail itself has, because we didn't change that. So that's creating a magic item from a template. You can also create a magic item, and you can do it from scratch. And this truly is from scratch. Like I've explained in my other videos, spells and monsters, that you have to beware with this kind of stuff, because if you're doing this from scratch and you have not looked at anything else, you haven't done previous notes, you haven't already compared to other magic items, you could certainly create something way out of balance. So if you've done that, if you've done your homework ahead of time and you've looked at items and you just you were in on the bus and you were jotting some things down on your way to work, and you had D&D Beyond and you were comparing some items and like, okay, I'm gonna make it like this, and you jotted all your notes down, then yes, come here, do this, bam, throw this all in, because you've already done that pre-work. If you haven't done the pre-work, I always suggest you just create from a template. Just make sure, it just saves you a lot of headache and makes your life a little bit easier. So here is creating a magic item on its own, just like creating a magic item from a template, except nothing is filled in. You have to put the item in. You can put rarity. You can pick what you want. Base item type. It's it's an armor, etc. And then at the end you can save. So that's creating a magic item from scratch. Go out there and make up something cool.